finishing positions from race 1, which are, of course, the starting positions for race 2. Lowndes and Scaife, the opening row. Bright and Ingle on row 2. Tander and Crompton. And Bow and Stephen Richards, who came from 12th to 8th.
Stephen Johnson, Cameron McConville and Tony Longhurst out of 6. John Falk, Larry Perkins moving up the order too. He had a good race in heat 1.
Cameron McLean, Dougal McDougall. Leighton Cranbrook, the 17-year-old, came from 29th to 19th in his first V8 supercar race. Fantastic effort.
Rod Nash, Mark Larkham's having a terrible day back there in the field. Paul Radisich lost 2 spoilers in heat 1. He's going to have a struggle too. Jason Bargwanna right back there on the 16th grid.
Mike Imrie rounding out that 32nd and final position. There we go, 1 and 2.
I would say
Craig
that Russell is in the dangerous position. You see on the outside of the grid is Ingle, and that by right should be the most grippiest part of the circuit to get a good start. So,
well, Russell came out earlier this week with some fairly strong statements that he wants to take the fight right up to Lowndes. He believes that he can still win this championship. Of course, it's pretty much open because of the big double point situation we explained earlier in the Enduros at the end of the year. So, and if you take into consideration the way that he was menacing Jason Bright at the end of that race, he's got a good race package together.
Yeah, well, you've got to have a good race package here. This is a very difficult track. It's bumpy, the weather conditions are cold, the tyres aren't really working up to their optimum temperature, so they're graining fairly heavily on some of these cars. It really is a time when you've got to have a good chassis set up to ride these bumps and cope with these low temperatures. Looks like the Mobile Holden Racing team are doing the best job of that so far.
Having said that, though, Scaife did have some tyre trouble in the first
one. He said his left rear tyre was pretty much on the way out, so it's tough for everybody out there.
All right, the revs rise. Get ready. This is race 2 of 3. Lowndes on the inside, Scaife from the outside. Will the enforcer get a good jump? Away we go. And Lowndes bogged him down. Look through the middle. It's rather bright. Yeah. And Stephen Richards the outside.
Oh, that was a bright.
Oh, look at this.
Look at that. That's so
tender. Who's got the HRT car?
Craig Lowndes.
Oh,
my goodness
God,
me.
That's a nasty. Whoa,
Craig Lowndes, car 1, our championship leader. You could see there was a contact there between 2 cars. It set off a chain reaction. And our championship leader, Craig Lowndes, one of the wins cars. Stephen Richards, boy, oh boy.
What they want to do is get over there and just make sure that thing, they've got all these fire extinguishers and everything, because if that thing catches fire, that's really very nasty.
Look at the drivers running. Garth Tander is there, Greg Murphy. All these guys are friends. Crompton in there, they're all concerned for their fellow competitors' safety and welfare. They are all rushing in there to his aid. And that is exactly the same position we saw the Formula Ford crash yesterday.
Identical, absolutely
identical. Look at the bank. The dirt marks there are where the Formula Ford went in.
No, look, that's the Marshal's doing a really good job there, because the frightening thing, the thing they've got to be so careful of is to make sure there's no fire.
Well, I'll tell you what, these are tough old cars. They build these Mobile Holden Racing Team cars like Sherman tanks, massive roll bar structures in them, safety systems. So hopefully Lowndes should be okay.
What a frightening sequence of events. And Craig, we can hear some of the crowd cheering, so Craig is out.
Craig's out the car, and you see the medical guys down. Just have a look in the middle there. And by the way that Craig's friends are sort of walking away, you'd say that things are you know, good, because basically, you know, you leave everything to your...
Well, Barry, we've got some replays here, so let's have a look, eh?
Yeah, look what happened here. Right, this is on board with John Bow. I think it was somebody touched Tander. Now, watching the middle there. Right, yeah, you see, it's Russell goes into Tander. That goes sideways, and that is Crompton, isn't it? And then... that was completely separate.
That was totally separate.
Yeah, totally separate thing at the front.
And there is Craig spinning off to the left.
Look at that. It's frightening.
Here it is from the top angle.
Now you see Craig is down there on the left. That's the touch there, right? That's the touch where...
That's Stephen Richards
Oh, it's Stephen Richards, is it? Sorry, I thought it was Garth Tander.
Yeah, the white car in the middle was the Wins car, but Stephen was obviously offline whether he...
That's frightening. Now, look, watch this, where it touches the curb. It's identically the same thing as happened yesterday. And just, you know, now...
Now that car has left the track at close to 200 kilometres an hour, you would say.
That is very, very, very nasty, and we just keep our fingers crossed and hope that Craig's all right.
Well, these cars are built extremely strong, and they are very, very well put together. This was a brand new race car.
Right, now let's try it. Now you see the touch there was from Stephen Richards. You know, I thought it was Gartner, it was Stephen Richards, and the touch makes Craig's car pick up the left-hand rear, and then you'll see. You see what happens. Stephen gets knocked in. All right, now so look there. See, it's the bang from Stephen that lifts Craig's left-hand rear off, and it's just totally out of control there. But right.
Welcome back to Calder Park. Well, here is the sequence of events.
Yeah, you can see there that's Russell Ingall's car, the Castrol car. And you see that's Craig Lowndes' car being turned over. Basically, it was a racing accident. No one's to blame for it. Russell Ingall was in the middle. He was sort of got squeezed by Garth Tander and Stephen Richards. Not purposely, I hasten to add. It was just a racing thing where you're looking at the first corner. And basically, look at Stephen Richards' car right over on the right-hand side. You'll see him spear across, right across, and then it's Stephen's car that goes bang and tips up Craig Lowndes' car on the roof now, sliding down the circuit. And you see it slides onto the grass and goes even quicker, hits the tyre barrier and goes on, rolls over, and then starts to go end over end, and then ends up, one more, ends up upside down on the barrier. So that's a very, very nasty crash, and this is another view of it. But it just shows you how strong the cars are.
Well, here's Mark Osler. What do you have for us, Mark?
We're down here in the pit lane with Jeff Grech, the Mobile Holden Racing Team manager. What happened there?
Look, Mark, I haven't actually seen the replay because I was standing at the wall, but he got squeezed by someone. Someone gave him a fair push up the bum, and then obviously, you know, he went off and tipped him over. But at least he's okay, so that's number one. We'll just have to repair. You know, it's only sheet metal, so but he's okay, and that's the main thing.
It's extraordinary when people have been talking about Lowndes has got to have a bad round to pull the points back. God, you couldn't have a worse round than this.
No, that's the way it goes. But you know, well, I think wait till first we've got to get the car back, and hopefully we'll be right for Simmons.
Thanks, mate.
Okay, cheers, thanks.
Well, as you can see there, some 100-mile-an-hour tape, some duct tape on the front of Russell Ingall's car. Also Garth Tander, the vacant position of Lowndes from position 1. We're also missing Crompton and, of course, Stephen Richards. Severe damage to those two cars. So
and the news is that Craig Lowndes is pretty much okay. He's spoken to Greg Murphy, and he's obviously sore. We don't know any more than that, apart from the fact that, thank God, he's okay.
Hopefully throughout the afternoon we can give you some updates on that. Green flag at the back. Get ready for the restart of race 2. The sole Mobile Holden Racing Team Commodore on the front row, Mark Scaife, ready for the restart this time round. Away we go.
Yeah, good start from Scaife. Oh no, Russell Ingall and
Bright
sandwich
on the inside.
Jason Bright.
Well, Bright repeating what he did earlier. He got away to a terrific start in the original start. It's 3 abreast. Oh, that's squeezed again. Oh, can you believe it? Now Bright smashed into the wall.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate there for Jason Bright. It's a squeeze job again. Mind you, at least he's got away, but I think you'll find there'll be too much damage there to carry on.
Wow, right when he was at the front, he went to go. The motor was still going, but I think there's obviously a lot of steering damage at the front, and he's come to a stop right in a very dangerous position on the outside of the first turn. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this either stopped or the safety car come out.
Well, yeah, it's a really bad position there because that's braking at the end of the straight, and a very, very quick straight at that.
Scaife leads Russell Ingall. Back to Garth Tander. John Bowers pounced up there in the Cat Ford. He's sitting in 4th position. As they come around onto the main straight, let's see what happens here. They'll be coming into a caution area unless Bright has been able to get away. Now there's the...
Bright, he got away.
Hang on, just saw the SC sign out. So the safety car is out on the circuit. There is the SC. So, and there is the safety car. So...
I was getting, when I saw that squeeze and saw Jason go sideways, I was thinking, oh no, don't, for God's sake, don't let it go over again.
Well, Mark, back from the pits, can you believe that?
You want me to go back down there again?
You can just do a quick run again.
Don't need to go to the
Unbelievable.
gym like this, do you?
And I just saw that. Incredible. I mean, it was almost a repeat situation with the pincher, with the 3 cars coming together.
Right now, watch here. You see the 3 all very, very close. And then you watch the back. It's just crazy.
That's
it's
identical.
a carbon copy, isn't it, really? They're exactly the same thing. And really, it's nobody trying to be clever and squeeze anybody or anything like that. Because you're really, all you're doing is looking at, you're thinking how deep you can get into the corner. Now, watch here. They're basically all looking at the corner. See Russell come over, and, you know, it's really a racing accident.
Mark Scaife to go out and buy a lottery ticket now. That was very lucky he got out of that, because he was right in the middle of that 3.
I totally agree.
Yeah, he was right in the middle of that squeeze. Let's have a look at that again from the top.
There you go. What?
Now, Scaife would have been thinking, now where is this going to go?
Well, exactly that.
And Bright goes across the front. Scaife gets out of it.
Both accidents happening at a frighteningly fast section of this circuit.
So fast down there, isn't it? Like top speeds, 260 kilometres an hour in a V8 supercar. When you come off at that speed, you can see by Lowndes' accident.
There you go, right, slower. Look at this. Jason got a good start, and now if we see we won't see over on the left, but you'll see any minute you'll see Mark's car. You see Mark's car get the tap from the left-hand side from.
That's after the
aftermath.
rather Bright has gone off. Here's the view from Bowes Cat Ford.
Battle of the Bulge. Here's the squeezer.
All right.
Crunch. Could have been
nasty.
Oh, gee, it makes you wonder. Look at those marshals standing just off to the side of that concrete wall there.
One of our cameras was right there too.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Word through from race control, the lights are off. There you go, we can see for ourselves. So we'll be back under green, and let's hope we get through cleanly.
So you want to be
this
thinking
time
about
round.
some catch fencing down the bottom of Calder straight after this weekend, because there's been a lot of cars flying up over that concrete wall.
That's very true.
There's marshals, there's cameramen, there's all sorts of guys down there, so they'd want to look at that pretty quickly.
There goes the safety car. We're going to be back under green this time round. They come out of the final corner onto the main straight. Single file, and we're back under race conditions with Mark Scaife, Russell Ingall, Garth Tander sitting in third in the Valvoline Cummins Commodore. Ingall immediately goes for a very defensive line down the inside. Both cars displaying plenty of battle scars. Bowers in fourth from Seton, who has come right up.
It sort of spoke. I thought Mark might have locked it up there.
Finally got a clean start in Heat 2 of the Shell Championship Series race from Calder Park. That great overhead shot.
It looks like Garth Tander's car is pretty quick, unless he got a really good run out of that bottom corner onto the start and finish straight. This has really made a lot of ground on Ingall.
Tony Longhurst is up there as well, guys. He's come up from 12th into 7th position.
This is the battle of the walking wounded. There's race tape galore holding all these cars together. Mark Scaife looks like he's got the least damage of that leading bunch. He's going to lead them through on to the main straight for the first time.
Race has been reduced now to 17 laps.
It does look as if Mark is going at a slightly quicker pace than Russell is, because he's pulling out a little bit, and that's quite a bit quicker that last lap.
56.83 for our race leader Mark Scaife. Ingall a 57.4. In fact, everyone else in the 57s. So Scaife is really getting the hammer down now. He would be really pumped up after seeing his teammate crash out of this event. He wants to bring it home for Mobile Holden Racing Team.
Cameron McConville slipped up on the inside of Tony Longhurst as well, so McConville is up into 7th position. Faulkner doing well inside the top 10, and so too is Larry Perkins after starting the day well back. So Perkins now in the top 10. 2 Castrol Commodores up there.
Stephen Johnson's going well. He's in 6th.
Yeah, he's in the middle of a battle of Fords there. He and Seton and Bow.
When you get a big incident like that, it always tends to shake up the field. We're going to might have a very unusual result on the podium this afternoon, but it's very important for this man Ingall. I mean, we're all very grateful that Craig Lowndes is okay. It's terrible that he suffered such misfortune, but what it's done at this critical championship round, it's really going to tighten up this points chase.
It's totally amazing. I was talking to Jeff Grech just before, you know, they were sort of forming up to go out on the grid, and he was saying, oh, the boys be worried, you know, I've been getting on the boys' nerves, because I'm saying, look, we can lose this thing. It's quite just as easy as we can win it.
Isn't it freakish?
Yes, absolutely. Totally there.
Garth Tander, who leads a freight train at the moment. John Bowers all over the back. Plenty of power in that Cat 4. Then back to Seton, followed by Stephen Johnson. And then we go back behind Stephen to Cameron McConville. So Tander is just hanging on here. I think it's only a matter of time before Bow will find a way through.
It looks the way Glenn's going as if his thing's healed up in the break.
Well, relentless pursuit by John Bow. This is this continuing form of this Western Australian-based team as we take the Be Clear and Simple onboard camera. He's just had a new addition to the technical squad, Alan Draper, who built so many winning engines for Dick Johnson Racing over the years. He's now joined the WA operation in-house as their engine man. So slowly all these factors start coming together for the Caterpillar team. Here's onboard telemetry, the triplemetry on the Cat Ford.
I tell you what was really impressive to me at Queensland Raceway was the way that they completely changed Bowers' car. You remember it was quickest to pole in practice. The disaster in the first race destroyed the tyres and then completely transformed it.
To come back by the end of the day.
And that is a good bunch of engineers and setup.
They're putting together a very high-quality team. And people forget them, and this is the year they started. So they've had very little experience as a team, but they're obviously welding themselves together very effectively.
Well, they set a new benchmark. They are the team who has produced the shortest amount of time for a win. So from beginning to first win. Yes. On the inside of Tander.
Yeah, I think Garth just made a bit of a muck up there, or didn't get a good run out of that. And John was on the inside, got a good run, and that was that.
Look at the damage down the side of Tander's car. It looks like it's done about 10 rounds with a baseball bat.
Seton wants to have a go. He's lining up. They're all lining up to have a run on Tander. The triplemetry, we stay with the Caterpillar Ford of John Bowie. Has a quick look in the mirror. He's got past Tander. Let's have a listen to the Cat Ford.
I thought Garth was going to come at the inside.
You can't leave a spare centimetre, can you, Baz?
Well, that's the great thing about it. It's just so close, so competitive, so many good guys and cars. You know, it's a fantastic series, isn't it?
Speaking of tight, have a look behind in the background, because you've got Stephen Johnson there. You've got Cameron McConville. Larry Perkins has come up. John Faulkner's in the middle of it. Greg Murphy is running 11th. Paul Romano 12th. There is a long line of cars all dicing. That's Faulkner and Longhurst. Down into turn one, order remains the same again, but it is so close you can't afford to make the slightest error.
Don't worry, we're not showing you pictures up front. Positions remaining the same. Skate about 1.3 seconds in front of Ingle. They're matching each other's lap times, but no move there at the moment. This is where the action is. The battle for third position. Bow, Tander, Seton, Stephen Johnson, Cameron McConville, Tony Longhurst, Faulkner, and Larry Perkins moving up after a terrible qualifying session.
And how about this guy's teammate, Stephen Johnson? His teammate for this weekend, Paul Radicic, has come from 30th to 13th.
He's a hard man, isn't he?
Isn't he? What?
Give him
McConville's going well.
He really is.
He really is flying.
Let's not forget that Cameron will drive for the Mobil 1 Holden Racing team in the Enduros. And unfortunately, he won't be racing in 2 weeks' time at Symmons Plains. As we mentioned earlier, Paul Dumbrell will take over that car. We look forward to round 9 on Sunday, August the 8th.
Well, they're going to be a dynamite combination up at Mount Panorama come November. Dynamic driving duos right up and down this field. It's going to be very, very tough to pick a winner by the time we get to Mount Panorama.
Don't forget, you can stay in touch with everything that's happening with the V8 Supercars on the official website, www.v8supercar.com.au. And Stephen is under siege here. Stephen Johnson, that is. McConville really trying hard behind. Very impressive run by Stephen Johnson. First time back under race conditions in a car since Bathurst. And he's holding steady in 6th position. We ride with the Ford Tickford Racing AU XR8 of 97 champ Glenn Seton. He now still tries to find a way past young Garth Tander.
Well, Glenn's doing a good job of dialing his car into this track as the day progresses. You see just make some adjustments on his adjustable anti-roll bars. They've got adjustments for both front and rear. They can really alter the car's handling characteristics. So Seton just constantly tuning his car as he continues in this Seat 2, and he's coming right into the back of Calder, who's copping a monstering out there today. Look at the damage on that car.
Through that change of direction.
And the back straight once again. Garth's got a bit of rubbing bodywork there sometimes when the car leans over on its tyres. Seton trying to find a way around Calder. Two really major overtaking opportunities here.
Well, I just had a quick thought there. After Crompton, we were talking, his confidence was back on a high. He's now been struck by the bad luck stick again and caught in that tangle and is out again. So we don't know the extent of the damage on that car, whether Neil will be back in the next race. Oh, that's Paul Romano. Has gone.
One of the officials has gone too.
Yeah,
tripped over there in the foreground. I think he's okay, one of the flaggies.
I think they're all getting a bit ready to do a runner there.
Oh, look at this, under fire now. Calder really copping a monstering from the FTR Falcon of Glenn Seton. Stephen Johnson in there behind. So Calder getting plenty of heat here. Glenn Seton now 1997 touring car champion. Just struggling for speed. He said it's so frustrating. We're up there in the top 10, sure, but we just need to find a couple of more tenths before we're really, really ultra competitive. And finding those 2 tenths is a very, very difficult task.
Well, they tested here last week, he and Crompton. I was speaking with team manager Peter Ryan. I said, did you do some more?
Oh, look, he's... He'd be lucky if he didn't... just thinking he may have stuck the mudguard on the tyre there.
Just the bottom of your screen, you can see our new speed line.
Yeah,
Technology. The top yellow line is indicating the car's road speed, as you can see on the right-hand side of the box there. And the red line along the bottom indicates when they're on and off the brakes. This is very similar to the telemetry that the teams look at in the pits after a race. They can have a look at how they perform.
Look at the battle further back between Faulkner and McConville. They're both Faulkner's cars, and McConville's beating the boss at the moment.
Chandler's got where they had that little coming together, him and Seton. It looks to me as if the wing is squashed in on the tyre. I don't know how bad it is, but have a look at Tanner's right rear.
Steve Johnson right on Glenn Seton now. Then he's got to be so careful because Cameron McConville's looking for a way through at the same time, defending from John Faulkner, who blew an engine in qualifying. 4 laps to go. Longhurst is right on him. Then back to Larry Perkins, who's having an improved run. Murphy and Radicic from 30th up to 12th. McLean, the top privateer, in 13th.
Still about a 1 second gap between Mark Scaife and Russell Ingall in the battle for the lead. Bow some 5 seconds behind them. This is where the action is, where it's been all weekend. Scaife, Ingall, Bow, then it's Calder, Seton, Stephen Johnson, Cameron McConville, John Faulkner, Tony Longhurst. Boy, we're getting a real traffic jam building up here in the battle for 4th position.
Over the hill on the back section, we're running out of time. And talking with a couple of the guys in the Shell Helix team earlier, they said Dick Johnson was like a cat in a cage this weekend. He didn't exactly like standing in pit lane. Look at Glenn Seton, right on Calder. Calder has done an extremely good job to hold on and deal with that pressure.
Hasn't he matured this year? Like, he's just been in a lot of situations where things have been very, very tough for him out on the racetrack, but he's shown great maturity and control to maintain position. He can mix it with the best of them.
Yeah, it's just news from the HRT lot. Craig has got a sore right elbow and a sore left knee, and his last comment was, tell Schenken I might be a bit late for the start of the 3rd one.
Tim Schenken's the clerk, of course, if you're wondering at home who that is. So Tim will be looking at a bit of an empty grid position there, I think, for Heat 3. Here's the battle for the lead. It's been this way most of the race. Scaife just maintaining about a 1 second lead over Russell Ingall. And
Lappy virtually identically the same time.
It's been down to hundreds, down to 10,000ths of a second, the difference between their lap times. So really, Ingall is just trying to squeeze everything he can out of the SLX Commodore, but not quite enough to match Scaife.
And this is 4th and 5th in the championship too, with 2 laps to go. Russell 4th, Mark Scaife 5th, and it's fairly tight between those guys also. So they will need their points, and it's really going to tighten up in that top 5.
Oh, isn't it what? It's a good day for Russell Ingall. He'll be thinking about that points table. He needed this break on Lowndes. Lowndes had almost 200 points lead over Jason Bright coming into this round. And Ingall desperately trying to claw his way back into the championship.
Mark Larkham has had a great run too, from 28th to 14th. So the Moto 10 driver making his way forward. As we take a look at Russell, we go on board. And this is simply a points drive here at the moment. He can't make any ground on Scaife, still 1.08 seconds. And that's the way it looks like it'll stay, Baz. It's the way it looks like it'll stay.
Well, there's nothing else they can do, but it's just looking at the state of Russell's car. It looks like it's in a bad way.
Great shot down there. You can see the amount of dirt and garbage there is dragged onto the circuit. This guy's come down to that very hard braking area. Seton now ranges up the inside. One last attack on Garth Tander, but the Valvoline Cummins driver, the 22-year-old WA star, has really held his position well. Look at this.
Murphy and Radicic, they've caught up to this group also.
Radicic up to 12th position from the back of the grid. This guy is a flyer.
So he stayed out of trouble and has been driving extremely fast from one end to the other. Here is Mark Scaife, and he's on his way home. A win in race 2 is heading his way. He's never won a round here at Calder before. This could be the day for Mark Scaife after starting the day in 3rd position. A second in race 1, and he does this one for his teammate. Takes out the win in race 2. Scaife in the number 1 position. Russell Ingall, some valuable points for the enforcer. John Bow and the Cat Ford will get 3rd, and well done to Garth Tander, who sustained that pressure and remained in that 4th spot and keep Glenn Seton back there in 5th. But well done, Mark Scaife. Good win, good drive, and survived an anxious moment in that restart.
Oh, that's the restart.
Both of them.
Deja vu. Yeah.
Well, there he is. He makes his way back in, and so too Russell Ingall. We check the final placings on your Shell Helix race score in the top 8. Tander for 4th, Seton 5th, Johnson a good drive for 6th, McConville and Faulkner back right after this.